and welcome to Agenda. And this show, we're focusing on the demolitions that have been happening in Bengaluru. Demolitions that have broken many a heart, but which the administration says is absolutely necessary. Joining us on the show, the Commissioner, Mr. Manjunath Prasad, Manoj, Special Deputy Commissioner. We have Shashank Shivakumar, a resident whose brother's home has been affected. We have Mr. Murali of Sriram Properties and Malavika Avinash, a BJP spokesperson, the Mayor of Bangalore, Mr. Manjunath Reddy, and also our lake experts, Ilangovan and Sridhar. What is the whole issue about? Why are people so concerned about what's going on? Let's just take a look at how it has affected the people of Bengaluru. Mahendra Kumar could be considered the quintessential Bengalurian, a software engineer who left his job to found a startup. He and his wife built a beautiful home in the city at a cost of 3.3 crores, including the land. The destruction of that home was not part of the plan, but the BBMP said it was on a stormwater drain.
And I was still inside, and I couldn't collect anything. I was just in shock. I don't know what was happening. They just started getting the house down.
After telling you just 15 minutes?
Yeah, they were just announcing us. And I had two dogs. I don't know what was happening. I locked them inside the room, and I didn't know what to do. Those dogs were confused. I didn't know what to do.
They destroyed a home, and they destroyed lives, and for nothing, for what ends? And who? A common criminal is accorded more protection, than a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, on whose tax the very officials who destroyed our house, get paid.
Shubha Enclave off Sarjapur Road, where Mahendra lives, is just one of the areas hit by the BBMP bulldozers. It is about 1 kilometre from two different lakes. The corporation body was under pressure after floods drowned parts of the city. They blamed the floods on encroachments and had warned that there would be a drive to remove them.
See, we have already done partially 5 buildings, and 2 buildings have been demolished fully. See, these buildings are on secondary drains.
A portion of a home demolished in a matter of minutes by the BBMP for allegedly being constructed on a storm water drain. The people bearing the brunt, the homeowners who, knowingly or unknowingly, have built their homes in such a place. The BBMP says it has no option to prevent a repeat of the kind of flooding that devastated parts of the city not so long ago after heavy rains. With Kumar and Nazir, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV. Now the demolitions continue in the city, and today the target was Dod Bomsandra, and residents there also distraught.
Brother's place, and all of a sudden the Joint Commissioner has come here, and he's been telling to vacate the premises. We've been asking for a day or two time. He's not even letting us to, vacate the premises. It's almost been 30 years from here.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರು. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದು ಫುಲ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇರೋದು ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಂಚಬೇಕು. 16 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಾವು.
Now the man in the hot seat, the man really who heads the BBMP, Mr. Manjunath Prasad. Now, was this really essential? You see the heartbreak in the eyes of those homeowners. Was there absolutely no other option?
See, having seen what was the situation of Bangalore about 15 days back because of heavy rains, almost about 270 millimeters of rainfall. In some parts, in just a week's time, entire area was marooned. And when we looked at the reasons for this, we found that a lot of encroachments are taken on this natural drains which collects from one lake to the other lake. So this today, the place where the demolitions happened in a large scale, this is the Dodda Bomsandra area where morning I was there in the spot. This on the stormwater drain, which is about 33 feet in width, I mean, we see about more than 100 shops and establishments and some residents.
That is a question which everybody has. How were they allowed to come up in the first place? Who is at fault here?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we had taken a strict action over a period of time, these things would not have happened. These shops, establishments are there for the past 30 years.
Yes, 30 years.
And that the 33 feet drain has been reduced to 3 feet. Now imagine a situation if in the same place get rains of similar magnitude in the next 1 week. I mean, today it was, yesterday it was Bomnalli, and tomorrow it will be Yelanka. So this can happen in any place.
The fact is those homes were allowed to come up. Shashank, your home, your brother's home there, for the last 30 years, your family...
40 years, yeah.
And now?
I mean, no place. I mean, it's fully demolished. Nothing has left. No place to stay. People are like panic. They've been crying. They've been asking 1 or 2 days time. But no person is allowed, to talk to the Joint Commissioner.
And you have your paperwork, you have everything according to...
Everything is there. I mean, if at all we know, we are like building up a place, it's on the main road.
Yes.
We are building up our property in the main road on a rainwater drain. We wouldn't have done that.
They wouldn't have done that. So obviously they were given permission in places where they shouldn't have been. Action has been taken against the officials who must have been.
Number one, all these 100 buildings which we have identified for demolition, none of the buildings have building plans, number one. Number two is that all these structures, they were marked for demolition about 6 months back. The marking was there and they were warned that you are on the stormwater drain, you have to remove it. 6 months time was given and that they didn't take any action.
They were warned and given time and asked to demolish it
6
themselves.
months back,
You received that notice?
No. Yesterday night they had, marked another side, on the left-hand side. Today they have demolished on right-hand side. All of a sudden, how can BBMP, change the plan of action?
Plan of action change. Manoj, I'll come to you also. On what basis really is this decision taken? On what basis are you saying this is a stormwater drain and the homes have to go?
Yeah, before I could talk about that, let me talk about the demolition. The trigger was the 27-28 flood, right? So one, you must understand that today Bangalore state of affairs is that it is flooding. And if you look back to it, there are various reasons which are there. So technologically, what we have done, we have taken the age-old revenue maps which are there, which are with an authenticated. It's like
How old are these revenue maps?
They start from 1908 over there. They are the basis of whose the ownership. So encroachment is if you are holding your property on somebody else's ownership, that is an encroachment out over here. So today the biggest challenge in urban areas are encroachment, and it's a big challenge out over here. So if you look at the encroachment drive which has been done by the BBMP, is that we have taken the stormwater drains, we have taken the primary and the secondary drains based on GIS coordinates which have been done, mapped it on each of the urban properties out over there, and then identified the drains which are there. As the commissioner rightly said, the 100 demolitions which are taking place have no proper documentation which has been done. So that is the thing which has said that the officers have connived. But yes, in these cases where officers have connived, the department and the government have taken action.
Action against 20 people. Now, you have the full backing of the Chief Minister and the government for these actions, obviously.
Naturally, I mean, unless and until our CM, I didn't have the full backing of our Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, we could not have done this job. And secondly, yesterday and day before yesterday, we had the Bangalore Municipal Corporation Council meeting where 198 councillors in a same voice, including our worshipful mayor, the leader of the ruling party, and all the 188 councillors said we don't have any objection in cleaning this mess. We are all with you.
You were with you. Now, the Congress government has cleared this. Malavika's spokesperson of the BJP, you have expressed your thoughts on what has been going on over the last few days. Doesn't it need to be done to protect us from the flooding?
Absolutely. Just as the commissioner himself has admitted, I think all of us are on this, that the rule of law has to be upheld. Yesterday, the High Court also has refused stay on demolition. And we are all with the BBMP while it's at its work. The only concern is that perhaps this overzealousness is bulldozing of middle-class homes. What about the larger encroachers? If of the 857 kilometers of stormwater drain, 480 have been encroached, and of the 3,428 acres of wetlands, about 1,500 have been encroached. Is it all the middle-class homes? What about the IT parks? What about the big builders? What about malls and multiplexes? What about the IT-BT companies? Aren't they defaulters? That's one side of it. The other is, you spoke of 20 officers against whom action has been taken yesterday. What about the bigger officers? The IAS officers who put those signatures on those plan approvals? Where are they? Have they been brought to book? We are seeking a criminal action against them too,
seniors
as
as
well
well.
as the developers. What about the developers who cheated these middle class landowners?
People would have bought it in good faith.